Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. My name is Simonette. Buenas tardes. ¿Cómo están? Espero que estén muy bien. Hi, today I have with me Jordane Clarke. Now I'm wearing my Jamaica shirt because I'm representing Jamaica. And over here on my screen, you can see another Jamaican. However, this Jamaican, Jordane Clarke, is not in Jamaica. He is in
Peru.
right. And you are going to tell us a little bit about yourself. This interview will be done in Spanish, English, and the Jamaican Creole. So you'll get a little bit of everything, un poco de todo. So go ahead and tell us about yourself, please.
Okay. Hello, viewers. I hope you're well. My name is Jordane Clarke. I am 22 years old. I am currently in Lima, Peru. I have been awarded a scholarship in 2017, and I am studying marine transportation. And that has to do all about the management of ships and their transportation of cargo from point A to point B. It's basically being a ship captain or a ship officer on board, right?
Okay. Give us un poquito de español también.
No hay problema, pues. Buenas tardes, espero que estén bien. Mi nombre es Jordane. Mi apellido, Clark. Me otorgaron una beca para estar en el Perú y he estado acá desde 2017. He estado acá por 3 años, ya que es 2020. Y estudio transporte marítimo, que se trata del transporte de cargas utilizando los buques de punto A a punto B.
Muchísimas gracias. Now, that takes me to my first question, which is at what age were you first exposed to the language? Spanish, that is.
At what age? I was exposed to Spanish at my second year at Monroe College.
Okay.
I didn't think that Spanish would have been a vital role in my life because I didn't expect to be here at this point. However, I did pay attention in class. I learned how to do my conjugations. However, I forgot all about that. So, so when I came here, I didn't know anything, only
Right.
hola y adios.
Okay. And so, was it a case that you loved Spanish, liked Spanish, or didn't like Spanish before you got the opportunity to study in Peru?
To tell you the truth, I was somewhat indifferent.
Okay.
Why? Because most of the world is run by English speakers. So I'm like, okay, I speak English, I speak what there's nothing to fear. Like there's nothing to be afraid of. So I didn't think Spanish would be a vital role in my life. However, everything drastically changed when I came here.
Right. Okay. And what were some of the strategies that you used then to learn Spanish? Because when you got there, hola and adios alone couldn't help you at all. So
right. The first thing I did, I took advantage of my Netflix account because I love Netflix. So I'm like, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to change the audio to Spanish.
Right.
However, I'm going to read the subtitles in English.
Okay.
So I may find a way to familiarize the words and to make some type of link. And I also bought some dictionaries, some English to Spanish dictionaries.
Right.
And then I started to learn on my own. And thankfully, my mom was very supportive. So she actually called me every day and we did quizzes and tests to see my progress in Spanish.
Right. Okay. So that's awesome. So if you have Netflix or whatever you have, because I remember when I was learning Spanish, I would go to YouTube and type in my whichever song I liked in English, and I just write, for example, "We Are the World," Michael Jackson. I just write "We Are the World," and then at the end I put N-E-N Espanol, and then it changed the word. I got it in Spanish, and because I knew what it was already, I already knew what it was saying in English. That helped too. So use the technology that you have.
Yes.
Any other strategies that you would have used?
Yes. And the most important, and never forget this, is to go out and speak with persons. Not speak to, however, speak with persons, right? So they may speak to you, so you may understand more.
Right.
And the thing in Latin countries is that people are very, very welcoming. They won't run you away. They won't say no. They're going to be helpful, right? So they're going to be like, this is correct. This is incorrect. And they're going to tell you what is incorrect from what is Correct. So go out and just be with people. Be an extrovert, not be an introvert. Do not be an introvert, right?
Right. And
That is the best thing.
that I when you were saying that, I'm like, yes, 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 see? Because I've been saying that, and even when I do the Instagram live, I tell people most, yes, I went to college and I studied to be a teacher of Spanish. However, you're gonna learn only that much and so much vocabulary in the school setting. But I learned a lot of my Spanish by being around Cubans, and I was working at a call center at one point. And so they would say mejor dicho. So instead of just um stopping me, and they allow me to finish, but then at the end they would give me feedback. So what you said,
Yes.
so with Cubans, I've had the experience with people from Mexico, and I've been to Chile, and I've been to Panama. And so, and you are telling us about Peru now. So with 5 countries, I think it's safe to say that
Yes.
the Hispanics are very kind, they're willing to help, and they love. For me to see a set of people who love when you speak their language or even try to speak their language. So they're gonna help you. So don't be nervous. And what you said, there are some persons who, I don't want to make mistakes. I'm afraid they might laugh at me. No, just go ahead and try. I'm glad you said that. And you heard him speak the Spanish just now. So you hear after 3 years how well he's speaking the language. So that's that's amazing. But what were some of the challenges though that you would have
Oh,
had?
the major challenge are in Spanish, they're called jergas. In English, they're called slangs.
Right,
And what happens in for every Spanish speaking country, the slangs vary,
right.
right? So you need to be what's that word in English? And that's the next thing I need to tell you about. When
Yes.
you speak when you speak Spanish for a while, you forget English words. So you need to be wary of the slangs that they speak,
Right,
right? Because for every country it changes. So you need to be aware and you need to listen,
right,
right? So after that, after you have gotten that, everything is going to be perfect, right? So when you go out, and this is what I want you to do. Go out with every time you go out with a notebook. Go with a notebook. Write down the words that you do not know.
right.
And when you reach home, you go on the internet, or if you have a cellular phone, you just do it
Yes,
at the same time.
yes.
You just find out what the equivalent in English is, or you find out the correct word in Spanish. Because what happens is that for every country, for example, I have a slipper. I'm wearing a slipper right now.
Right.
A slipper has several words: chanclas, chancletas,
Yes,
zapatillas, pantuflas, a lot of words. So for every country, it varies. So you
right.
put that on, and you just find the word that you need.
Right. And for when you said notebook now, I said that's a great idea. So you can bring your notebook, and even on your phone, like the notes section of your phone, you can write it there and then search. Because some people might say, oh, I left my notebook, but you're not gonna leave your phone. So just make sure you take a note of it,
Yeah.
and then you find out, because practice, practice, practice. And you said something very interesting, and I don't want the viewers not to hear this, is the fact that sometimes as speakers who would have spoken English, or were born in Jamaica, English is the official language, and we know Jamaican Creole, which we call patois, and we know English. But after studying Spanish for a while, if you're speaking Spanish and you're immersing yourself in the Spanish, what happened to you just now where you were trying to find the word? That happens to me. Even recently, I was trying to find the word, and I'm like, evitar, evitar. And I'm asking the person in front of me, evitar, evitar, like, what's the word? And they're like looking at me like, I don't know, which I want to say avoid, but I could only think in Spanish. So get to the point where you immerse yourself so much that you're
Yes.
speaking, but it's with practice too, because if you keep practicing your English and practice your Spanish, but you're immersed in a country for 3 years where you're speaking mostly Spanish, so that's awesome. And I
Yes.
know your English will come back, all of it with practice. So that's beautiful. But immersion is also important. If I would suggest for everybody, if you have the opportunity to visit a Spanish speaking country, visit the country, live the language, get the culture, eat the food, bathe with the water. I think that helps. But immersion, no, on a serious note, the immersion really helps. Because again, I remember being in Cuba, and I went to Cuba when I was in my going into my second year of at college. So my Spanish was it was just beginning to develop. And so day one, I didn't understand much, but by day three, because I'm hearing only Spanish, I'm forced to think in the language and try to understand in the language. So that's something I would suggest. If you can go to a Hispanic country, you should definitely try it. So tell us something else about your journey. Give us Give us a little more about your journey in Peru, learning Spanish. What was year one like? How would you compare year one to year three? What are some of the things that you have learned? And being from Jamaica and being in Peru, give us some information about it. Let us live vicariously through you, especially seeing that a
Perfect.
lot of traveling is not happening.
Perfect. So Peru is a wonderful country. It is one of the most biodiverse countries on earth.
Okay.
It comes third place after Australia and Asia, right? It has 83 microclimates. For example, in Lima, it never rains in Lima, but in the mountainous region, it rains a lot. In the desert, it never rains. It's always sunny. It doesn't matter if it's winter or summer, right? However, in my first year, it was very difficult. I was in class and my mind was trying to translate, and I just got tired. I just slept in class. I was slept. And it was very difficult because I was trying to understand how they spoke. And the thing is, one thing in Peru or in Spanish speaking countries, do not, do not for a second mistake that they speak slowly. They speak rapidly, like rah. That is how they speak. So you need to understand and you need to be attentive to what they speak, to what they say. And it was very difficult for my first year. However, gladly, I met my girlfriend and she told me that you need to better your Spanish. I'm like, okay. And happily, she knew a Spanish professor. So he taught me everything about Spanish.
Right.
He taught me about hiatos, diptongos, palabras esdrújulas, graves, sobreesdrújulas, everything, right? So don't worry, those words do not have an English translation. It's in Spanish. So
They're
you
just
should
types of,
understand.
yeah, words. See.
So I learned everything. I learned everything. The verbs, I learned the predicates, absolutely everything, the nouns, everything. So that helped me on my journey. And as well, if I could show you,
Right.
on my phone, this
Right.
helped me as well. I have three translators on my phone, which are very, very, very vital because one thing in life, we never stop learning. However, getting back to the point, my first year was atrocious. It was terrible. I couldn't speak properly.
Right.
Why? Because Spanish, you need to open your mouth. You need to articulate properly. It's not like English, hey,
Those
I'm
about
speaking.
it.
You need to open your mouth. You need to roll your
Yes.
tongue into everything, right? However, my second year was good because my first year in my first year I was at like second to last place.
Right.
However, in my second year, since my Spanish improved, I was at fifth place in my school.
Right.
So everything became better and better. And what helped me to do that was going out, speaking to persons, because even though I learned a lot from that professor,
Right.
that wasn't enough. I needed to go out. I needed to
Use
see
the
fruit
language every day in everyday situation.
every day in life. Yes.
Yes.
So what does that what is that? That's a banana. What's banana in Spanish? Banana is plátano, right? Or how much does that cost? ¿Cuánto cuesta?
Yes.
Right? And you need to go out every day in your everyday life to broaden your scope and your vocabulary, and that is very important.
It's true.
And as I said, you need to be an extrovert, not an introvert, because if you're an introvert, you will never learn anything. You need to go out. Don't worry. It is not like America or Jamaica. Nobody's going to scold you or curse you. They're going to be more welcoming. They're going to be warm. They're going to be like, you know what, come. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. And they're going to tell you to the best of their abilities. And that is the
Yeah.
most important.
But you know what? While you were speaking and I'm listening and I'm saying, this is something I want the listeners to take away or the viewers to take away from this conversation. The fact that you did not give up. Because remember, you could have said, you know what? I perform well in Jamaica. I'm coming from the Monroe College. I know what I'm doing. I know I'm in this country. And as you said, I think you said second to last place.
To last clip.
Right. And you're like, this is new. You could have said, you know what, let me pack up my things and go back to Jamaica where it would have been more comfortable because I got a scholarship to come here. That means I must have been doing something. So you could have just said, let me just give up. No, but you with practice and with perseverance, and on this channel we talk about growth mindset, the fact that the brain is like a muscle and the brain appreciates struggle because it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Your brain is getting so strong in Spanish now that you're saying, I'm from a country that speaks English, but I can't remember an English word, but I know the Spanish word. So get to the point where you continue, you just keep practicing. It's going to be hard in the beginning, but if I promise you, like with anything else, if you just continue practicing, 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 you are going to get to the point where you are able to speak the language fluently. And again, especially for Spanish, because both of us are speaking about Spanish because we speak Spanish and we've had experience learning Spanish coming from zero to where we're at now. So we want to let you know you're not
Yes.
alone. Persons are going to help you and you got this. So I was just thinking about that when you were speaking. And because I knew you from before you got to this point, I'm so proud and excited and overjoyed to see you speaking the language. So yes, continue with your tell us, give us more about Peru so that we can continue to live vicariously. Tell us a little bit about the food and the weather. You were telling us about the kind of weather and the seasons because you have in Jamaica we say we just have rainy season and dry season. We don't have like winter, autumn, summer, spring. So tell us a little bit about Peru.
Wet and dry season. Perfect. Um, Not to get much in depth because of my field, I know a lot when it
Right,
comes on to geography and meteorology. However, the Earth is tilted 23 and a half degrees,
right,
right? For example, so when you guys have winter, we have summer.
right,
And when you guys have summer, we have winter. When you have spring, we have autumn and vice versa,
right,
right? So you guys are entering in autumn. We have, well, the wet season. We're
right.
entering in spring, right? So everything is different here. As you can see outside, it's not sunny, it's gray because we're in spring. In 2 months' time, in December, it's going to be it's
Summer
going
for
to be
you.
sunny, it's going to be hot, everything. However, it is still like any other country in South America. It's cold, for example. If you're going to come here in Peru, please try, please try and carry a jacket because it's going to be very cold. For example, for them here, hot is 23 degrees. 23 degrees Celsius is hot. And for you guys, 23 degrees, you guys are going to be under three sheets and whatever.
Yes, it's true.
Right? And next thing, the cuisine in Peru.
The
Peru has
cuisine. Okay.
the best food on earth. They eat a lot. For example, the weirdest thing I've tried in Peru so far
Mhm.
is octopus. It is weird, but it's so tasty. They eat bunnies here. They eat bunnies. They eat, for example, there's a
Wow.
part, it's called Chincha. Chincha is where most of the black people or the African people live. They eat cats here. They eat cats. So
Wow.
Peru is a very diverse country. They eat basically everything except humans. Don't worry. So
You'll be fine when you go there. You'll be fine.
so Peru is a very wonderful country as well. They love their pisco. Pisco is a special alcoholic beverage
Yes,
that is made
pisco
from,
sour.
yes, pisco
This
sour. It's
I
from
had it
grape.
in Chile. I had it in Chile. They were like, you have to try the pisco sour. And it was everything they said it would be and more. So yes, I definitely whenever this thing is over, please, I need to come to Peru because this sounds so good. And I love the idea that I get to wear my coats and my boots and all
Yes,
of that great stuff. So sounds like
yes.
somewhere that we need to visit.
And another thing
Mhm.
that Peru is very geographically diverse.
Right.
At the coastal areas, you have the deserts. In the middle of the country, you have the mountainous areas, and at the end, at the most eastern part of the country, you have the jungle, because
Oh,
Peru is connected to Brazil, and you know Brazil has the Amazon forest,
yes.
right? You have the deserts, you have the mountainous regions, and you have the jungle.
Right.
And one thing in Peru, it snows, it rains, and it's a tropical paradise,
Right.
right? In each of the zones, you have different tribes. You have different tribes. You have the Incas.
Right.
You have a lot of things. And in Peru, they don't only speak Spanish. They speak a native language that is called Quechua.
Oh,
Quechua
yes.
is different. Quechua is different. It's a mixture of Spanish. It's a mixture of all the prehistoric languages, right? And it's very wonderful, but for me, it's very difficult. I'm gonna try one day, but however, Spanish so far is enough. But
Right.
yeah,
That it sounds like somewhere that we should definitely visit. And the beautiful thing is, and for those who are watching now, this is not well, this is the first time you're seeing Jordane, but this is definitely not going to be the last time. Because tell them what's gonna happen in January. What you're gonna be doing in January. And yeah,
in January, I'm going to embark on my vessel. Since you guys already know that I'm studying marine transportation, I'm going to work on vessels. I'm going to be a marine officer. Therefore, we're going to visit several countries,
yes,
and we're going to explore those countries, learning both in English and in Spanish new things that we have never seen before.
right.
It's going to be perfect. So stay
So
tuned.
if you're watching this video and you've been thinking about I should practice some Spanish, please, you can start now. You have until January, and we'll be visiting some places. We're gonna well, I won't tell you exactly where yet. You have to watch and see, but you will get a taste of the culture. You will get to visit, just like how we're traveling to Peru vicariously. And the next video too, when we can go outside, you'll get to see outside of Peru, and I'll show some people outside of Jamaica too, so that we can have an exchange. But make sure if you have not watched the videos on this channel before, go ahead and watch it so you can bring up your Spanish. And your apps, I saw three of them. In the middle, the one that is Spanish Dict, DICT, shortening for dictionary, um,
Yes.
SpanishDict.com. I've used that numerous times. Yes, so it's right here in the middle. I see you have Lingui and Traducir. But yeah, but I've used Spanish Dict before. So yeah, so definitely check that out. But what would you say to persons who, so two, I want to ask you, what would you say to persons who want to learn Spanish but they are afraid? And I want you to also tell us about some opportunities you would have gotten because you speak Spanish. So,
Perfect. The first question,
mhm,
please, please do not be hesitant.
mhm,
Why? Since you speak English, English is the most difficult language on earth to speak. Why? Because English has a lot of loan words, a lot of loan words from the French, from the Spanish. If you speak Patois, Patois has a lot of words from the French, from the
yes,
Spanish. For example, you say mi mother, my mother. Me is
Spanish, come on.
me is a personal adjective from Spanish, which means my. So
Right,
you already know a little bit of Spanish. So please do not be discombobulated. Please do not be afraid, right? The most difficult thing is in Spanish is to remember the amount of words there is for one thing. For example, mi teléfono, mi celular, mi fono. There are three words for this.
right,
So do not be deferred, right? You can do it. Spanish is not difficult. The most difficult thing is starting. The
right.
most difficult.
That is a word. That is a word. The most difficult thing part of anything is to start. And I know this reference that they say, coser y cantar, todo es empezar. Everything is just to start. You'll find that, and
Oh
the
yeah.
thing is, something that I want to say is that whether or not you start, the time is gonna pass. So if you want to learn the language, so you're 22, for example, and you said, "Oh, I want to learn Spanish," and I can't do this year, next year, 23, I can't do it. 5 years from that, 28, can't do it. The 5 or the 6 years would have passed, and you would have given yourself a lot of excuses as why I shouldn't, and you talk yourself down, and oh, I shouldn't do this, I can't do this, I won't. No, there's nothing in this world
True.
that
For
you
example,
can't do once you put your mind to
for example, Spanish is just like going to the gym,
it.
right? Let's say that you need to lose weight, or better yet, let's say that you're slim but you want to get some abs, right?
Mhm.
If you do not go to the gym for a day or 2 days or 3 days or a month or a year, you're not going to get your abs. So it's best you go to the gym today, even though it's going to be difficult. You go to the gym, you start doing some push-ups, you start doing some pull-ups, you start doing some bench presses. You're going to start getting those abs. So what you should do, think of your mind as your body and start and just go to the gym. Just learn Spanish, because one day, let's say I'm going to learn what the numbers are. Uno, dos, tres,
Yes.
cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
one day you're going to learn that.
Poco a poco. Poco a
Poco
poco.
a poco. Step by step, you're going to learn Spanish. Do not forget that, step by step, right? And the next question is the advices that I may have for people. Do not, and as I say, do not give up. Because if you give up, you're going to look at the past and you're going to be like,
Yep.
some should have studied 3 years ago, some should have do this, but me
Yes.
never do it. So just start from now and you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
There's
Right.
no better time than
And
now.
if you tune into this channel, well, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn a lot. Right. So
Also,
everything is going to be all right.
yes, and tell them about the opportunities, because I think when they hear about all the opportunities you can get, the because I've gone to Chile because of Spanish. I've worked at conferences because of Spanish. I have gotten jobs because I spoke Spanish. I've gotten more pay than my counterparts because I spoke Spanish. So tell us a little bit more about the opportunities you've got
Oh
because
my
of
God. Oh my gosh. The opportunities are endless. The opportunities are endless. For example, you're a Spanish speaker,
Mhm.
but you do not know how to teach. They do not care if you cannot teach. Once you can speak Spanish and English, once you're bilingual, they're going to hire you. They're going to pay you more. Let us say that you work at a bank,
Right.
right? Because a bank, it doesn't care about your race. It doesn't care about how many languages you speak. They want to cater to as many people as they possibly can.
Yes.
They're going to let us say that for a Spanish speaker, they're only going to pay him 3,000 US. They are
Right.
going to pay you 5,000 US just because you can speak another language. Even though you're not going to use it, they're going to pay you 5,000 more, 2,000 US extra just because
Yes.
you can speak Spanish, right? And next thing, coming to a Spanish speaking country when you can speak English, they're gonna pay you to be a teacher. They're going to pay you to be a teacher. And please believe me, because I've gotten those offers as well, because I'm bilingual.
Right.
They are going to pay you well, well. And please do not be afraid of learning, be not being a teacher or not getting that
Right.
training. When you start to express yourself, and that's why I say being an extrovert is important. When you
Right.
start expressing yourself, it's going to be so easy. You're going to be like, in English, it is one. In Spanish, uno,
No.
right?
Yes.
You're just going to express yourself and everything's going to be easy. You're going to have a lot of opportunities coming to you, right? And the next thing, they pay well to be a translator. If you don't want to be an accountant, if you don't want to be a
Right.
teacher, you could be a translator, a day-to-day translator. You start your business, they're gonna call you.
Yes.
Could you please come? There's an American guy here, and I
Yes.
don't speak English, but I'm gonna give you 1,000 US just for 2 days, just to
Yes.
translate for the business
It can be
transaction.
a translator or an interpreter. Yes, you get a lot of money
Yeah.
doing that and doing what you love and doing what you already know how to do. So there are a lot of opportunities. There are scholarships.
Ooh,
There
a
are,
lot.
yes, there are a lot of scholarships, and you get to meet new people. You get to go in relationships. You get to travel the world. You get to experience a new culture. New because yes, no, we're no better than you as a Jamaican. However, when you go to Peru or Chile or Cuba, wherever it is, you're learning about a new culture. You can go to somewhere that it never rains, or you can go to a part that it always rains, or you can go to another part, wherever you decide, whatever you want, but you have to broaden your horizon.
Yes.
So there are a lot of opportunities.
And another thing,
Mhm.
speaking about opportunities, even if you do not want to get a job or get an opportunity here, one of the biggest things you can do in life is to broaden your network,
Yes,
right? So speaking about talking about different languages, you speak Spanish. You
mhm.
come up Peru, you got Chile, you got Cuba, you got Ecuador, you got them Spanish speak. You just meet a virgin. Let's say you meet a
Yes,
virgin, my businessman, you meet a virgin teacher, or you meet a nice girl you want married or a nice boy you want married. You broaden your links, you get to know more about the culture, you get to know more about everything.
yes.
And that is rich in your culture, and then you can spread that all around the world, right?
You can be an
So
ambassador for your country. It's so true. And I still speak to the persons who I've met in Chile. And when I went to Chile, even though these people are from English speaking countries, but they were in Chile. So I met people from Trinidad. They're Spanish speakers. But the only reason I would have met them in Chile was because they spoke Spanish. Dominica, not Dominican Republic, Dominica. Guyana, a whole lot of countries that I wouldn't have met these persons, even though they speak English too. But the only reason why we were at the same location at the same time, the connection would have been the Spanish. So
yeah,
the opportunities are endless, as Jordane said, and you just need to start. There is nobody that can stop you but you. And I keep saying that. I have something that I say on my Instagram. La única persona que puede detenerte eres tú. So,
eres tú,
yes, so you
obviamente.
decide. You decide if you're going to continue stopping yourself. You decide. Es tu
True, true,
decisión.
true.
Es tu decisión. Sigue. Continue.
Hmm.
But I, I, I'm sure that anybody who is watching this, and I would hope that if you're watching this and you have been thinking about learning Spanish, or you want to travel, or you're thinking, what can I do? I would say learn Spanish or learn a second language, but we're promoting Spanish. So learn a second language, and I promise you won't regret it. If it's hard in the beginning, which is a part of the process, enjoy the process. You should enjoy the process and just keep going. Remember, if you don't remember anything else, remember all the opportunities that Jordane got. Remember also that when he started, he said he was at second to last in the class. That he did not give up. And so we want to encourage you today to not give up. Is there anything else you want to say to them in Espanol? Give them some Spanish because they hear a lot of English and they hear us speaking in the Creole and they heard some Spanish, but give them some more Spanish. Lo que sea.
No hay
No
problema,
tiene que, sí.
no hay problema. Lo que quiero decirles, para
Ujú.
que entiendan muy bien y muy en claro, es que nada en la vida es fácil. Si tú tienes las ganas para aprender, aprenderás. Pero cada cosa en la vida tiene etapas. Y
Sí,
cada etapa tiene su tiempo definido.
sí,
Así que si tienes las ganas para aprender el castellano, por más difícil que sea, ¿no? Tú tienes que aguantarlo, tú tienes
sí,
que soportarlo, tú tienes que superarlo para
sí.
ser la mejor persona que pueda ser, ¿no? Así que si tú tienes las ganas para aprender el castellano, comienza ahora, a partir de
Hoy,
ahora,
no
ahora,
mañana, sí.
apréndelo, porque lo más difícil es el comienzo. Después todo va a ser más fácil. Vas a decir, ¿por qué estaba tan estresado? ¿Por qué estaba tan estresada? ¿Por qué me estaba enloqueciendo? No era tan difícil, lo más difícil era comenzar.
Sí,
Así que, si quieres aprender el castellano, si quieres conocer a las latinas o los latinos que quieres ver en los videos musicales, aprende hoy, pues. Si quieres aumentar y si quieres agrandecer tus redes, ya
sí,
aprende ahora. Nada va a ser tan difícil.
sí.
Solo piensa.
Todo
Y
es posible.
sí, obviamente, todo eso es posible, con tal de que tengas las ganas. ¿Por qué? Si tú dejas de hacer lo que quieres hacer, no vas a lograr nada y tú vas a querer lograr algo que tú no puedes más. Así que no te quedes con la duda. Si quieres aprender el castellano, comienza desde ahora. ¿Perfecto?
Estoy de acuerdo. And I was about to translate that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to encourage you to learn Spanish, then come back and watch this video, and especially this part. Just let this be your chance. Say, you know what, I'm going to study so that when I come back to this video and come to this section of the video, I can understand everything that Jordane just said. But I'm just going to tell you, one of the things he said was to start now. So we need to just let you know that part so that you can know that you should start. But I, again, I'm very excited to speak to you. I love to see the progress that you made. I remember when it was just the beginning, when I remember when you got the scholarship and you were going to go abroad. And so it gives me great joy to see you now hablando en español y todo. Y encouraging others who might want to learn the language to learn the language. So I'm telling you, I knew him before he got to this point. So he's not just coming here to tell you things. This is the truth. So you can believe both of us. And so you can start. But I just want to encourage anybody who has been watching. If you're looking for a sign and you didn't see the sign before, this is it. So sí. Entonces, tengan ustedes un buen día. Y Dios les bendiga. Y gracias. Remember to subscribe, like, comment, share. Tell us which country you'd like to visit. Where you'd like Jordane to visit too, so that because remember, we are going to be doing videos from wherever he goes.
Yes.
And yeah, so that's that. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for checking in. And remember, the only person that can stop you is you. La única persona que puede detenerte eres tú. Chao.